Hello, my good friends. Yeah, it's been a while since I posted one. Anyway, I I had to script this one. uh, well, lots going on. Uh, Mostly bad. uh, okay. I know some people are gonna find this hard to believe, but no, it's happening here. Uh, okay, I'm gonna throw in uh, three countries: ours, U.S., and China. You're like, China. Nothing ever good comes from China. Oh, isn't that where my job and 220 others went to? Yep. Um, uh, um, okay, I'm going to delve into that a little bit. Okay, for some of the people that are somewhat religious, hardcore, um, there's others that are making you look bad. That would include the ones who sent my job to China. Those guys will tell you they're good Christians. My very good friend Miss Ohio on Spin, she can tell you all about good Christians. She's gonna go, oh my God, I don't think you want to go there with me. That's what she say. Like I was saying, the ones that are serious, that wouldn't pull a stunt like that, you might wouldn't want to be concerned because there's more than that doing that. Another one that would tell you point blank that they're a good Christian is that Marilyn Gladu. Oh, you remember her? The one from this town right here, also known as the Nazi wannabe. That these ones are making you look. The good ones, they're making you look bad. I'm telling you. Harper, the Goopal Prime Minister that sent my job to China. There's another one. He'll tell you he's a good Christian too. Speaking of Nazi wannabes, okay, and as I'm seeing, this is the House, Speaker of the House in the U.S. Marjorie Green. Taylor Green? Marjorie, anyway. That's the American version of our Nazi wannabe from this town right here. She's scary. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, where did where did the bomb drop on when women are supposed to be having some kind of somewhat compassion? Do you think these two are? Oh my God! Well, they're scary. And I'm like, okay, these two women are making you look bad. And I'm sorry. Well, I fully expect this from men. Like nothing shocks the golfer coming from men. This shocks me coming from women. Oh, they're scary. Here's another scary one. The Goopal Prime Minister, who's under fire for. People are going to hear this for the first time. They're going to go, "Oh my! Well, I think Canada might have some problems." Do you think? Hey, let me. Wonder if I can go over here. I just wanted to see. Well, I have my flags here. I realize this one's smaller, but that one isn't. Okay, it's too dark. Then I have my U.S. flag, which I've had for 20, 21, 22 years. People say that and I go, "Ooh, that's a big flag." The Canadian one is too. Okay, the American one is twice as much money only because it's the embroidery, the stars. It's more work. And this one, that thing's made. This one here, the Canadian one, is made out of a bit like paper. Well, the US flag, well, it's built. Well, they put a lot of work into that one. It's heavy. um, you know, I tell people all the time, your best neighbor is right next door in the world. And they're and here's where we're going to get into the Trudeau thing. Okay, China, the same place where my job is. Well, I hope they're doing well, doing my job there in China, and you know, $5 a day, you can't go wrong. Okay, hold on. I drink coffee all day long. Okay, so China was like interfering with the elections. So and here's where you're gonna say to yourself, "Oh my, okay, this sounds like pretty bad." Well, yeah, it is, but you know, here people are like, you know, oh well, you know, that's how it is, and oh well, what can you do, and oh well. You're like, what the? Yep. Okay, so the Chinese election interference. Ooh. So now we're hearing 12 writings. One of them in Toronto. I believe it was it Scarborough or Markham. I forget. So they gave the guy a bunch of money. So he goes and gets and get this. Okay, this is the first I've heard of it. Apparently, this is legal. Other countries are like, oh, well, I didn't think it was happening. Yep, it's happening here. So they round up students. Well, they're very well. They're not from here. So they tell them, look, you're going to vote for Trudeau. We want this is China doing this. We want a minority government. We don't want a majority. So this is who you're going to vote for. And you're like, don't you have to be a citizen? And you're like, well, technically, apparently you don't have to be. So anybody, you know, just come in, stop in for a visit, and go vote. Yeah. Well, you don't have to be from here. It just you're like, what the? Yeah. Apparently, yeah. So they had a bus load, and they told them right name, and they told seniors too. Apparently, they were probably trying to, well, they're scaring them anyway. Oh yeah, so they told the students. They said, okay, if you don't vote for him, you know, your student stuff is going to be, you know, kind of in jeopardy. And I'm like, what do they do? They follow them right into the booth? They don't even have the, you know, here's what I'm thinking. They were telling them, oh, we're in tight with the election officials, so we know who you're gonna. That's probably. You're like, oh my God, oh, this place is broken. What do you think? And you think, oh, just Trudeau don't know. You know, other countries are in on with the Conservatives too. I don't know about the NDP, but the Conservatives for sure. They're all doing it. If you think it's just one, no, you're dead to the world. They're all doing it. Oh, okay. So and sadly, I know people who and not just one, like a bunch. They will tell you this is how business is done. After you hear this, you're going to say, oh, the city of Niagara Falls. Okay, you remember Niagara Falls. if you've been around long enough, the best view is on the Canadian side. The American side has a good one. The Canadian one's better. Oh, it's panoramic. This city, Niagara Falls, they have a bunch of asylum seekers coming from through Roxham Road, which is in Quebec. Quebec has given them a one-way bus ticket out of there because there's too many of them. So they're sending their Niagara Falls. So Niagara Falls, all the hotels are full. So now they're taking place of tourists, which would be spending money there. Asylum seekers are not spending money. So the town's hurting that way. And I'm like, oh, isn't it the same people who were on the Chamber of Commerce? The same ones that are running these hotels. Oh, that should be interesting. Because the other people are like, hey, you guys are taking in these people and we're waiting for tourists and tourists aren't coming because you guys are full of... Oh, that's how business is done. The same people will say, that's how business is done. And you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of sad. Yeah. You're like, what are they thinking? I know what my dad would be thinking. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Okay. I didn't want to close this out without mentioning these guys. Okay, this is about maybe 2 months ago. We had a fire here. Seniors place over on Michigan Ave. Pretty big place. There's like 100 and something in there. 120. I'm not sure how big the fire was, but and I didn't even know this was even going on. Like I knew there was some partnership, a few things working with the US side. Port Huron's is like right there. The Port Huron Fire Department come over, and they're helping to move these people. Thanks to them. And I mentioned to people, I see, I realized the forest fires. Okay, both sides of the border work like this. We got Washington, California, BC, Alberta, fires the West Coast. So they're helping each other. Okay, that I knew was going on like forever. This one I didn't know. I didn't know this was even going on. So thanks to Port Huron to come over here. And the group ball from here, Chris Hadfield. Oh, you remember him? The one that dumped his spacesuit off at Valley Village? And you're like, oh, and then you're an American and you're hearing this for the first time? That's white trash. And he's from here. That did not sit well with a golfer. I'm sorry. You see what he's wearing? That's my dad, by the way. That's not no Canadian outfit. That's U.S. Marine. He enlisted, not drafted. That's for the Korean. He was there 3 years. 3 stinking years. And he could... I tell people I'm glad my dad isn't living to see this because... I tell some people, that Chris Hadfield, oh, you don't want me near him. No, that wouldn't be very good. No, there's going to be some trouble. Yep. Plus, I also mentioned the best thing this group all could have done was take that spacesuit and put it up for auction. He could have got away with that and donate the money to charity. Easily could have got away with that. Nope. He did. It wasn't even honorable. He just dumped it up. I'm like, what is fair? The very first Canadian in space, Mark Garnham. Can you imagine if you heard that? he'd be like, what kind of a goofball does it? The one from here, this town here. Oh, same place that we have a Nazi wannabe, Marilyn Gawd. And I only mention Hatfield because good thing he didn't have a relative in that building, that senior place. Good thing, because if there was, I'm going to well, actually I should. Well, I'm going to be writing to the NASA about this goopal, plus the fire department over there. I'm gonna tell them, look, this is white trash. I suggest you don't have Canadians go up in space anymore, especially from here. No, not a good idea. No, that lights a fire under the golfer's booty. Anyway, what else was there? No, I think that's it. I pretty much covered everything. My arm's killing me from holding this can. Oh, now I'm gonna go feed squirrels and then come back and finish off a movie, which is called They/Them with, and Kevin Bacon's in it. Some people are saying, well, why is he in this one? And it's interesting. Not a movie that the Nazi wannabe from here would like, or that Marjorie Green. A couple of whack jobs. Women in general, do your best. Downplay these two. They're making you look bad. And like I said not long ago, I fully expect this from men. And you know, I hear stuff on men, and you know, and some of the guys talking, I'm like, oh my god. They need to be put on a boat. Not sent out to Lake Huron because there's no shark there. Send them out to, you know, shark infested, sink it. There you go. The sharks will, you know, that's nice fish food right there. The golfer would be so happy. Okay, anyway, you guys rock.